Hi everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I'm Phil Smythe. Barry Curtin as always joins me. Baz, how are you?
Good, thanks mate. Going well.
Well, there's plenty coming up on the show, mate. You caught up with Robert Odie, you and Greg Anderson, so you need to stay tuned for that. It's a really good chat. We're going to talk some baseball, we're going to talk the Southern Footy League. Bevo's in, he's after you about Nick Kyrgios, mate, and he wants to have a fair shot at you.
Good, I'm looking
Craig
forward to it.
Warman normally joins us for the Southern Footy League, but he's had to go and help a mate out. So just you and I talking Southern Footy League. I want to talk to you about Steve Smith.
Yes.
The last 10 innings against England, mate, 1,116 runs. He's averaging 139.5 per innings against England. They can't find a way to get him out, can they?
No, they've brought in Jofra Archer, which amazes me a little bit, given that...
there's a few people warning he was pretty against that.
They're saying, OK, we're going to get him with pace. What do you think Steve Smith faces in the nets every single time he goes in the bat? Stark, Cummins, Pattinson, they're quicker than...
I don't want to draw comparisons, so I don't believe in the greatest of all time. You and I were having this discussion before we came on. I think you're the greatest of all time over a decade. I reckon if you say Bradman was the greatest in his decade, is Smith now the greatest batsman in his decade?
Oh, by comfortable, by a mile.
I can't think of anyone that's got him. Well, because he's after 10 Ducker.
Yeah, you've obviously got right now Kohli, Virat, and De Villiers is retired now.
Better.
But Virat, geez, good player. Virat's a very good player and got a staggering record. So did De Villiers before he really surprisingly retired. But I think Steve Smith is currently the best player in the world. Williamson you've got to throw in there too from New Zealand. But I'd say right now the hardest man to get out is Steve Smith.
Well, it certainly looks like it at the moment. Yes, well, we'd like to keep talking. Eventually we've got to get to Bridget for the sporting news, and it's probably time to get over to Bridget right now with the sporting news. Bridget, what have you got for us?
Thanks, boys. I'm Bridget, and here's what's happening this week in SA Sport. Port Adelaide are eyeing off a potential finals berth after a convincing win over the Swannies. Star forwards Connor Rozee and Charlie Dixon bagged 3 each, sneaking the power into the 8. They face North Melbourne tomorrow night and will be looking to make it 3 in a row. Meanwhile, the Crows were valiant in defeat as they travel west to take on the reigning premiers. The Crouch brothers ran amok in the midfield while Ross Trevor Boyd Darcy Fogarty kicked a very impressive 5 straights. Despite the loss, the Crows are still in the finals hunt. They play the Pies tomorrow afternoon in what shaped up to be a must-win game. The long-awaited SA Super League is finally underway as SA's best bowls players come together to compete at the Salisbury Bowls Club. Round 1 was kicked off with wins from the Central Chargers, Northern Knights, the Eastern Raiders and the reigning champions, the Hyson Comets. The competition saw the return of some legendary faces, including Comets Ashley Halls and the Chargers Craig Mills. Round 2 of the Super League kicks off this Sunday. Adelaide United have progressed to the final 16 of the FFA Cup with a solid win over the Melbourne Knights. The defending champions got off the mark quickly, scoring their first goal in the 12th minute, and they didn't look back. United will now travel to Queensland to take on Brisbane Olympic, hoping to continue their stellar FFA form. The Adelaide 36ers have finalised their development squad, signing 3 quality rookies. Local talent Michael Harris returns for his 2nd season with the team, following a dominant off-season with Forestville in the SA Premier League. Most recently, Harris was awarded the Frank Angove Medal for the fairest player under 20 in the league. He joins American Bijan Johnson and Victorian-born Ben Eyre in completing the squad. South Australian Darren McLaughlin has been crowned Swimming Australia's local legend following a lifetime of community volunteering. McLaughlin's journey began at Marion Swimming Club. He's been the club president, team manager and even an interim coach. And if it wasn't enough, he's also begun officiating 10 years ago. Congratulations to Craig for his outstanding contribution to South Australian swimming. The Adelaide Adrenaline have gone down in one of the most thrilling games of the AIHL season against the Melbourne Ice. Fighting till the last moment, the Ice bagged a goal with 23 seconds left in overtime to claim the victory. Alex Kratoska, Alex Gauthier and Nathaniel Benson were named Players of the Weekend following influential performances from the trio. Adrenaline will return home for the final time this season, taking on the Sydney Bears. And it was a battle of the birds in the Super Netball season, with the Thunderbirds claiming a convincing win over the Queensland Firebirds. Maria Folau and Sasha Glasgow both shot incredibly, while Shamira Sterling continued her stellar season with a string of key intercepts. For her phenomenal shooting, Maria Folau was named Player of the Match. The Thunderbirds will play their final home game of the season against the Giants on Sunday. That's all for now. I'll see you next week.